Good morning, everyone. It is February 8th and officially the first day of the Publish and Thrive course. So we're gonna get started on that today. I think I'm just gonna do like an hour and then do like another hour of writing. And then I do have homework to do because I have like actual class later tonight. But I am really excited to get into this. I started yesterday kind of timelining my schedule. If you hear a lot of noise, my upstairs neighbor is always stomping, and then I'm making coffee right now. But yeah, I started kind of timelining yesterday on like when I should have which edits done, when I should be sending out for copy edits and stuff like that. So yeah, it got me really excited. So now I'm really excited to get into this project, even though Publish and Thrive probably can't really help me until like way later this year. I'm excited to get into it. Do you hear that? They're so annoying. They're vacuuming, so I'm not gonna blame them. But it is now 11:30 and I just finished about an hour of the course, and currently it's just going over like the very basics of, they're so annoying, of like strategy and make sure you're in the right genre and everything. So right now, not that informative because it's a lot of stuff that I know, but it is good that she's going over it because one, really newbie might not know it, and two, it's just a good thing to remember. But I am excited for like some of the other stuff coming up. I'm especially excited for one of the ones she has on author newsletters because I don't have an author newsletter yet, but I do want to make one. So yeah. Also, I had already made a cup of coffee and I mostly drank it, but now I want to make another one and then start writing for like an hour. Oh, Sarah Cannon had this like a printable sheet, not sheet, but like thing of like plotting your book, and so I want to print those out. I don't have a printer, but at my school I can print. The problem is it's a 30-minute walk from here to my school, like to my college. So that's at least 1 hour walking there and coming back, plus I'd say another 10 to 15 minutes there. So I gotta make sure I'm back before my class starts because it's a Zoom only class, so I don't have to worry about that part, which I do have a lot of time. But I don't know. I'm gonna write right now, and then I do have to submit the assignment for the class for tonight, and then I can go. I do have something else I want to do, but I could do that afterward. We'll see. So it's just about to be 12:45, and I just wrote 1,874 words for my book. Basically most of chapter 9. I had like a tiny section already written of chapter 9, and then I just finished writing it. Basically, I didn't write at all yesterday because I didn't want to write the specific scene that like chapter 9 starts with. But then today I was like, you know what, at some point I'm gonna have to write it, and then I could always make it better during edits, so I just wrote it. I don't think it's bad. It's not like amazing, but I don't think it's bad. So I wrote it because the next part was the part I was excited to get to. And so now we wrote that. And now chapter 10 is the part I'm really excited for. But I also have to do like stuff for school first, and then I'll come back to this. So yeah, I've written over 1,800 words for the day, putting my word count at 23,780 exactly. So necessarily I don't have to write any more today. I do have it scheduled in to write a little bit later, like around 6 p.m, like way later. But for now, I think I'm done. But I really enjoyed that chapter. Yeah. You guys. Okay, so for my creative writing class, there's 10 of us, but we're broken up, so like not everyone writes a piece every week. Just so during class everyone has time to actually, do the critiquing that is necessary. And I was chosen for the first week, which is this week. We have class tomorrow, but I had to have my assignment in by this past weekend so that, you know, the group that was chosen to critique it had time to do it. And I just got my first one in. Obviously, this is just the first one, and he gave me a really great review on it. He didn't like annotate it throughout. He just wrote me a paragraph at the end, which is totally fine. There's no critiques in this. When we're actually talking about it, he might have something. I don't know. Maybe he just didn't have something to write down at the moment. But oh, he's so sweet. I'm gonna read it. I probably don't have to, but I'm going to read it out loud. He wrote, "Wow. Overall, I love this piece and how you describe something that in another situation would be so trivial and not stimulating at all. A simple elevator ride. But the magnification of this simple interaction and the description you give transforms it into something else. What is merely a regular occurrence feels like the most important moment of this girl's life. As the reader, I know that this is foreshadowing in some form, and I desperately want Celine to pursue this guy. The images you create couldn't even be achieved by a motion picture. Basically, this proves the statement, a picture is worth 1,000 words. No, these words are worth 1,000 pictures. Oh, this proves the statement. That a picture is worth 1,000 words. No, these words are worth 1,000 pictures. Regarding the large gap that had no comments, my favorite part of the story. I didn't know what to comment because I just wanted to keep reading. It was as if I was watching the interaction occur and experiencing the inner machinations of her brain. I love that you mentioned periphery and cells as well. It's like every ounce of her physical and mental self just fell for this guy at 5 a.m. It's love at first sight, and we hope that he feels it too. Please keep writing this. It's an awesome start to what is sure to be an enthralling story." Stop. Okay, so basically, we're supposed to keep it short, no more than 5 pages. Mine was 3 pages, 1.5 spacing, so technically it was like double spaces, like 5 pages. But it is pretty much a beginning, like the first scene that I have for a story. But yeah, I'm not planning on writing that story right now. But stop. Okay. I really like this piece. That's why I'm so excited about like what he had to say. And I think it's also because, you know, one of the guys wrote it to me. And we have 3 guys in the class. They're all high school seniors, so they're all younger than me. And part of me was a little worried on their part if they would even enjoy it, because it is pretty much romance based. So it is really nice to see that the guys enjoyed it. Or, well, I mean, one of the guys enjoyed it. But yeah. Stop. Okay. Now I'm done. Okay, so I kind of changed. I put on some jeans, put my shoes on, and then I put my sweater on. I'm gonna put my coat on because it's cold outside, but I haven't left yet. Essentially, I've been talking to Katie from Kate's Book Date. I don't know why I always mess that up. And she's a freelance editor, and I just watched her most recent vlog, and she was like, "Oh, I'm already booked up until May." I was like, whoa. That means if I want her in like June, July, I have to book her now. I wanted her in July. So like technically her June, I'm sure is still open. So I emailed her and I was like, "Hey, I haven't edited yet because I'm planning on editing book 1 next month." So I was like, "I haven't edited yet. I don't know how long my piece is gonna be, and I can't send you a 500 word, you know, like thing so you can see approximately like where the cost is gonna be. So like, how do we play this?" And she's so nice. She was like, "Yeah, no, you know, for cases like this is how I do it." And then, so basically I'm booking with her right now for July 5th. So essentially I have to have first round of edits, beta/developmental review, second round of edits done before then, which I have from like what I have on my calendar should be easily done. But yeah, it is kind of, I am really going off of just liking her from her YouTube for getting her as my editor, because I don't have my sample to like really see how she edits it, because my, you know, my copy's not, like I haven't edited through, so I'm not gonna send her something that's not even ready to be, you know, even edited or like a sample to be made out of it. So I'm really trusting that this is gonna work. I really hope so too, because they got multiple books and they'd rather have the same editor for all of them because it's the same storyline, so she'll kind of know where it's going. But yeah. Also, the reason I just got dressed up, I realized I never said that, is because I'm gonna head out to my school now to print out those pages for the Sarah Cannon course. And then, so basically I'm in the fashion retail club here. I haven't been in it, but like I've attended some meetings for a couple of semesters, but I never actually got a part of it. This semester they're bringing on the website where you're writing blogs, and I mean that's like one of the things you could do. And it sucks that they're bringing it on my last semester, but at least I get to do it for one semester. So I joined that one, so I am gonna be writing one of the blogs, and I already know what my you get like an overarching topic and then you get to like do whatever you want with it. And essentially I need a local Boston brand to write on. So I was doing a little research on that. It took me almost no time to find this, like 10 minutes. And I found this one place and it looks so cute, and they have a physical store on Newburgh Street. So I think sometime this week or next week, probably this week, I'm gonna go to Newbury Street and check out the store, like actually feel everything and stuff like that. Plus we have a meeting tonight for that, so I don't know, we'll see. Today is literally just the first day and I've talked so much in this video already. This is gonna be a long ass video. Okay, so I was just in class and it was a Zoom class, right? So I had to like switch screens and go into my email because we were given like the last 10 minutes to do group stuff, and you know, you're sharing docs and all that, so I had to go into my email. But I opened it and I got another email for the creative writing assignment, and I tried not to read it, but you know when your eyes just hover over a word, like glance over, and you pick a word up. Plus she like is all in bold, so I couldn't not read it, and it says wow. I was like, no, stop, I can't read this right now. So I didn't open it because I was like, if I open it, there's no way I'm just glancing, I'm gonna end up reading the entire thing. So I'm opening it now. Oh, she sent me a whole, okay, so I'm not gonna record this because she sent me a whole thing. But yeah, okay, this first line, this is what caught me. It said, she wrote wow, like that's in bold, and then the rest is fine. She wrote, wow, I love this piece. I have so many things to say, I don't know where to start. Stop. And then she wrote like a whole ass paragraph. So not paragraph, like couple paragraphs. So I'm gonna read that now. I'm excited. We are discussing all this in class. Like in class, technically he's supposed to have someone read it and then have me read it. So you kind of get like the reader's point of view and the writer's point of view on how the piece is supposed to be read. And then actual critiques. So in class we are going to be discussing this, but he wanted everyone to send, not everyone, but like those critiquing to send it over before. Okay, wait. She wrote, in one of her things she wrote, the release of energy was fantastic. Not to be too graphic, but it's almost orgasmic. Stop. She did give a small critique, which I appreciate. Like I actually want to hear the critiques because at the end of the day, I'm gonna be a better writer. Like that's why I'm taking this class. But yeah, she liked the piece. Stop. Okay. She's so funny. She was like, we need to get this girl a Tinder. Okay, cool. So I've got another meeting in half an hour, but until then I'm writing, and I'm writing chapter 10 right now, and the part that I'm on, not like this exact part, but it's almost coming up, it's in the same scene, is the first part for this entire book that I thought of, and I basically made a whole doc for it, and like I just put this scene in, and then I was like, okay, now we gotta fill around it. But this scene, but like specifically the end of the scene, is the first part, it's the first scene for this entire book that I thought of. And I'm so excited for it. I thought of it, I think I was just like lying in bed one night and I thought of it, so I just took out my phone and I wrote it in the notes app, and I was like, okay, tomorrow morning I'll put it into an actual document on Scrivener. But okay, so it's a little bit before 10:30, and I was supposed to get an Amazon package in a couple of days, but I just randomly checked right now because I was like, oh, maybe it came early. It did. So basically last week I ordered more baby wipes just because mine were running out. And while I was in the cart, I have like a whole section on my Amazon saved for later of just a whole bunch of books. And they're just there so like I can remember, so maybe put it in my cart later. I use that way more than I use the wish list. I also have a wish list section. But anyway, I added one. I had already planned on getting this book too. Let's just start there. Because I'm trying to read more indie published books. And this is indie published. I think she's since gone hybrid. I think. But I know this one was indie published. So I'm excited. And let's see. Ooh. Ooh. I don't know why. This is not the type of like feeling I was expecting. She thick comes. I don't know. I feel like I was expecting more like a softer cover, and this is the glossy cover. I do like it though. It's so cute. Essentially, her books have been on my TBR for years, like a lot of her books. So I was like, I need one for February, and this one gives me Valentine's Day vibes. So I chose this. I don't know when I'm gonna read it because I've been reading The Burning Shadow by Jennifer Lamarchelle for like 4 days now. I'm 30 pages in. So probably gonna put that down. I already have plans for the next 2 weekends on what I'm gonna read, so it's probably gonna have to be during the week type of read. Maybe the last week of February. But I am excited. I think it's like a Beauty and the Beast retelling. But oh, I don't know. The glossy cover really broke me. I don't know why. I was not expecting that. But it's such a pretty cover. I love it. Okay, I'm gonna stop looking at it. That's it. This is gonna be such a long video. These are all just day one. Good morning. It is 7:30. I woke up like an hour ago and I could not get back to sleep. So we're up a little bit earlier than I had planned, which is fine because I like waking up early. It's just usually it's harder for me to do it because my dreams usually just keep me asleep. Like I have like really good dreams normally, so they just keep me asleep. But we're up and I have class in just under half an hour, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. I actually do have to do one of the readings for that class. It's just like a 1-page poem, so it'll be fine, but I gotta do it. Also, I'm making oatmeal right now, which is what that sound is. But I just got an email to check my emails from one of my professors about just like job opportunities. And he's a professor I had a couple of years ago. He is my favorite professor at Questrom. The funniest guy ever. If you go to Questrom and you're taking IS, 197% take Jeff Allen. This man is the joy of my life. I wanted to take more classes with him so badly, but he only teaches IS and I am not gonna take any more IS. My oatmeal's done. I was not gonna take any more IS, so I didn't take any more classes with him, which was so sad, but I loved his class. My absolute favorite professor at the school. So I just had the leftover coffee from yesterday, so I need to make some more. But let me tell you, I did the reading for this class right before class. It was a long ass poem. I did not understand a single bit of it, and then we went into class and he spent the entire first hour discussing it. And by discussing it, I mean he and like one other person talked about it while everyone else just sat there. That was terrible. But we're about to go into, after this, the critiques on everyone. I want to volunteer to go first, just to get it over with, because it's like, I love the story, but it's still like having someone else talk about it in front of me is gonna be so weird. Okay, we need coffee because we only have like 3 minutes left of this break. So it went well. They did bring up a point that had like I've been the reader and I not already guessed it was a romance book, I would have definitely seen. I definitely see the problem in that, but I think I can use it to like bring a little bit of humor into the situation. We'll see. But it did go well. I enjoyed it. I'm in the middle of class right now, but I just called myself a goober face, and then I remembered Goofy Goober song, and now that's in my head. Okay, so I finished my classes for the day, then I did some writing, and now I'm doing some more of the Publish and Thrive course. And we're on the cover art section. She's just basically going over your cover art and, you know, make sure it goes in with your genre, make sure it kind of fits in with everything else, so like readers will know like that's that type of book and they'll want to pick it up. But anyway, she was saying that, and then she went into like, oh, you know, depending on who you get, you'll have to book 3 to 6 months in advance. And I was like, thank you for reminding me, because I had already talked to someone, like very briefly, like pretty much just asked for pricing, and I love her work. So I emailed her right now. I was like, hey, how soon in advance should I book you? And I told her like, I want this many, I'm gonna come with like concepts already, pretty much know how I want my first 2 books to look. Like I have a sketch out of them. They're very bad sketches, but like I'm gonna probably sketch them to and like send it over so like she can actually make it out. And then I kind of have an idea of what book 3s might be. I have no idea what book 4s is gonna. Actually, I kind of have an idea for book 4 too. I don't know. It's easier when like I've already written the entire book, because I'm like, okay, this is what I want it to look like. But the background, I already know exactly what the background for all of them is gonna look like. So it's really just like the main drawing for each one that I need to really think about. But in saying that, I also don't know how long it takes for cover art to be done. I feel like it'll take a month to 2 months. That might be like way too much, I'm not sure, but I feel like that's how long it's gonna take. So I'd like to have her by like September, maybe October, maybe even November, honestly. Done by November. So like, yeah, it's probably like September or October, like get her so that by like November, December it'll be done and all the covers will be ready. And then I'll have like the covers for all of my books and I'll have to worry about that. I've already done like estimates on my costs, and it's gonna be so many costs for like cover plus editing and all that, plus setting up my LLC, because Massachusetts is the second, maybe. If it's not the second, then it's one of the most expensive places to open up an LLC. California is the number 1. So the 2 places that I would live are like the most expensive places to open up an LLC. Because in California, actually opening it in California, I think is like $70, but annually it's $800. Here, opening is $500, and annually it's another $500. So it's still actually, like if you do the math, it still comes out cheaper to do it in Massachusetts. But I do plan on staying in Massachusetts, which is why I'm gonna do it here. But just that, plus like a couple other things I'm gonna have to get for the business, it's, oh my god, I don't even want to think about it. I need to get a job for when I graduate so I can fund this job. Okay. I just put some bread to warm up in the microwave, but I forgot to say, this is what I was going to say, is I'm so lazy, I don't even go around asking different like editors or artists or stuff like that. Pause. I don't even go around asking, I just find one that I'm like, okay, it's different. For the cover art, it's a lot easier because I've already seen her work, so I'm like, oh, I really like her work. For the editor, I'm really going off of liking her personality, so I really hope she does a good job. Especially because I'll have 4 books and I want it to be the same person, because she'll have read the first book, so she'll know what's going on, so she can read the second book, you know? Yeah. She just went over titles, and when I tell you, I have not the faintest clue on what the title to any of these books are gonna be, to the series name, none of it. Which is funny because usually titles are like, I don't know, I feel like I come up with them pretty quickly. Like I have other books in the noggin that already have titles. Like they don't even have full plots, but they have titles. So it's so annoying because I have absolutely no idea what to title these books, what to title the series. I came up with like a tentative one for the series. I like it, but also I don't know. So we can figure that out later. And then she was like, okay, next we're gonna talk about your book description. I was like, oh, let me go do other homework. The title is one thing. The book description is gonna kill me to write this thing. I'm not looking forward to it at all. I am not good at making, oh, I can't even speak. You see, that's how bad I am at it. Hello, good afternoon. I went skating this morning and then I went and got my nails done. Finally, they're just purple. And then I came home and I was like, we gotta do this anthropology homework because it's due tonight. And so I was doing the reading. And then I remembered something my skating teacher said this morning, and I was like, oh, I want to look it up. So basically, she was like, I work here, and then I also work at this other school. She said the name. I didn't really hear the name. That's the problem. She said the name, and then she's like, oh, you know, the most prestigious school in the world. And I was like, excuse me, like private school, most prestigious private school in the world. I was like, wait, what? What school are you talking about? I heard like the end of what she said, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to look it up. I think I found it. It's a boarding school. I think I found it, but I'm not sure. It's like 20 miles out of Boston. It's not that far. The reason I think it's a boarding school is because there's a whole living section. So I would assume. Yeah, see, 850 boarding students. I can't tell how much it costs, but it says like almost 50% of their students get financial aid. So, ooh, health and wellness. Yeah, she probably just teaches like a skating class there too or something like that. I don't know. She says she runs something over there. I don't know what she runs. But wait, how do I find out how much it is? Okay, make your website easier to go through. But yeah, it's called Andover. So I'm assuming this is it, because it would also have to be close enough for her to have to like travel to both schools. Because I heard Andover. So I looked that up, and then Andover came up. So I was like, okay, maybe it's that. Because I looked at prestigious private school. I'm pretty sure it's just a high school. I'm pretty sure it's not like a K through 12. Because I don't see any kids in this, in any of these pictures. Okay, so it's $46,400 if you're just going to school there. But if you're also doing boarding, it's $59,850. So I mean, technically it's still cheaper than coming to BU, but it's basically the cost of going to college. Oh, and these are for the wealthy people, which I mean, Harvard's right here, MIT's right here, so like BU is a good school, BC is a good school. Like we get really rich people out of these schools, so it makes sense that we have one of the most prestigious schools. But still, I mean, it's not surprising these costs, because there was like Harvard Westlake from where I lived, Notre Dame High School, so another private high school close to where I live. I'm pretty sure they were cheaper than this. I think they were like $30,000 a year, and there was no boarding there. But kind of what I expected. I wanna like, is it okay? What classifies it as the most prestigious school? That's what I want to know. That's the part that intrigued me. I was like, ooh, this is one of those top schools. It was funny. The reason she mentioned it is because she was telling us like, pick up your left foot. Okay, everyone knows what your left foot is, right? Like, yeah, okay. She goes, you guys are smart. You guys will. And then she brought it up. She was like, yeah, those kids don't know what their left foot is. I go, okay, everyone pick up their left foot. And they're like, she's like, you guys are supposed to be the smart kids. But yeah, we were fine. But how do I find out if this is like one of the most prestigious schools? I don't know. But now I want to go. I just want to go check it out. So I'm going through their stuff. And I'm on their summer program because, I don't know, I just was curious about their summer program. And it's a 6-week program, about $10,000, which is expensive. But I mean, if I was going to send my child to a program like this, I feel like that's not that bad. But it is expensive considering the entire year is like 40 grand, 45 grand, and that's way more than 6 weeks. But anyway, getting back into this, they have like daily strict schedules. They have straight up like study periods, and like at night they have to do like study periods and stuff like that. It's straight Harry Potter up in this bitch. But I'm looking at the course offerings that they have and like the different things. They have like computer programming, they have writing classes, politics classes, sciences, maths, arts, like acting and stuff. And then the schedule every day pretty much has afternoon activity. I actually don't know if it's every day, but it's like most days. Skating is not one of the options. What the fuck does my teacher do over there? Oh, the reason I opened this is power walking is an option. How is power walking an activity? Like, yeah, it takes more energy than walking, but definitely doesn't take more energy than running. Like, how is power walking an activity? I feel like that's the one they gave for the people who don't do sports. They're like, yeah, okay, this is like the most basic thing, because we can't just give you walking. We'll give you power walking. Ooh, they have music lessons too. There's an optional offering section. It's college counseling, essential study skills, ACT, SAT prep, which are all the boring ones, and then there's music lessons. Oh, you gotta pay more for those. It's like, fees associated with these are detailed above. Bitch, I'm paying you $10,000. You can't add the music lesson in for free. Anyway, it looks like a fun opportunity, but it's also like 6 more weeks of intensive learning. So I feel like that's something that like a child would already have to be used to. So it's definitely not a public school child, or at least not an LAUSD public school child, because LAUSD's public schools are literal garbage. They were a lot better when I was in LAUSD. My high school was not LAUSD, so I haven't been in one since middle school, but garbage. Now they're absolute garbage. My youngest brother is going to a different high school than the rest of us went to, and he's in LAUSD. Garbage. This kid doesn't go to class at all. Like, never in class. He has A's and B's in his classes. That is the definition of the teachers aren't getting paid, so they don't care. So yeah, I'm trying to make enough money so that my kids can go to nice schools. They don't have to go to these private schools, but like something like these, you know? They also have a lower levels program for the study section, and I clicked on that one. The schedule is a little more like dinged in because it is younger kids, but they're not that much younger. It's like 7th and 8th graders instead of the 9 to 12. Their options are so much more fun. They have a CSI option. It's the anatomy of a crime. Like, who? I would definitely choose that. Are you kidding me? I've always loved like CSI, FBI, CSI, and NCIS, Criminal Minds. My 13-year-old ass would have chosen that class for sure. Oh, it's day students only. You can't live there. What the hell? They have it broken up. Okay, so like some of the options are day students only, which means you don't live there, and some of them are boarding students only. Okay, that's annoying, but whatever. Most of them are boarding students only, actually. But anyway, that looks like such a fun class. So, fun fact, before coming to BU, I was at community college for a year, and before that, I wanted to go to the University of Washington in Seattle. I want to go to UW, and their main library is like considered the Harry Potter library because it looks Harry Potter-ish. Just look it up, you'll see that. Andover's library reminds me of their library. It's just a picture of this one section. but it reminds me of their library. I think it's like the tables and the brown. And this is just my aesthetic, you know? Good morning. It is 9:40. About to start writing. The coffee is going. I have class at 11 today, but we are getting started a little earlier. I wanted to get started at 9:30, but here's my thing. I always wake up not really early, but like relatively early, considering, you know, most people wouldn't want to wake up that early. I wake up at like 8:30, but then I stay in bed because my bed is comfortable, and I'm like I don't stay asleep, I just stay in bed for like another half hour to an hour. So I got up at like 9:25. So I had to push back the writing 15 minutes so I could get ready and stuff. But whatever. Long story short, we're gonna start now. And we're gonna be writing chapter 11. We didn't write anything yesterday. I was just so tired because I had a couple of assignments due yesterday night. And I was just doing them yesterday, and by the time I came to it, I was like, I have no energy. Like, the creativity is not there. I just prefer to do the writing in the morning, which is gonna be a problem when I actually start working, like at 9 to 5, because I'm like that. My entire chunk of the day is gonna be gone. So I'm either have to wake up earlier to do it like 6 a.m., 5 a.m., or I'm gonna have to get used to doing it at night. I don't know. So I've got like an hour until my next class, and I just got an email from the Fashion and Retail Club. So basically, we're doing a magazine, and I'm part of two of the groups. I'm part of the website and the magazine. And part of the magazine is you can be one of a few things. You could be the photographer, you could be the editor, and like, you know, sort out the pictures, or you could be the model. And then everyone could be like spewing out ideas of like what it'll look like at the end, blah blah blah. And I was like, oh, I want to be the model, but it's like, yeah, I have no experience, so I was kind of nervous about that. But they're like, no, it like literally doesn't matter. Probably no one's gonna have experience. So for the next couple of weeks, they're doing sessions of like practice so that we can get used to what it's gonna be like. So they were like, okay, they send a Google Doc. They're like, sign up, and you know, we'll see who we can take. Because of COVID, we can't all show up and try it all at the same time. And they were like, oh, but we'll know by like tonight, tomorrow morning, and we'll let you know. And so since I never got anything back from them, I was like, oh, I wasn't chosen. And then right now they just messaged us. They were like who got chosen? And I'm one of the models, and I was like, oh, great. Now I've got to like wrap my entire thing around that, because, well, first now I need to shave the face. Even though it's masks are required, because we're not actually gonna be modeling, we're gonna be practice. I mean, we are gonna be doing it. They're gonna be taking pictures and stuff, but it's all gonna be practice. So like, there's no point to take off the mask. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't have to shave my face. I mean, I'm still going to, but like, you don't have to, because my mask could be covering the entire time. But the brows are not done. I feel like I could just pluck them out and not actually get it done now, again, because these are practice pictures. It's not really gonna matter. But anyway, the point of all of this is to say, I need to start styling up some fits so that I can choose, first of all, what I'm gonna wear on Saturday, but also I want to start, like, I used to dress up all the time. Like, it wasn't anything crazy, it was very casual, but I would still get dressed every day. And since this whole like Zoom only class thing, I wake up and I stay in sweats all day, and I don't like it. I'm also more productive when I get dressed. Like, if I just put on jeans, I'm more productive. It's so weird. But anyway, I'm gonna start putting some fits together. Essentially what I did is make a mess in my room, but I actually got changed for once, and I'm wearing like a legitimate outfit, even though it's like 2 p.m. now and I'm not gonna be going anywhere. I was basically trying each of these on with something else, and then I was like, whatever, I'll just put it on. Also, this was a lot harder than I was expecting it to be. I just feel like I have, because like I normally just wear very casual, like straight up what I'm wearing right now, like a sweater and jeans. That's a lot of what I have. It's just very casual stuff. So trying to put it together for like more of like a magazine style look is so much harder. But also, they said just wear your personal style because it's a practice session, so it's not like these pictures aren't gonna be in the magazine. I'm 99% sure. So I don't really care, but also I care. I don't know. So being that I am a Questrom student, I'm a business student, we do not have lecture discussion. We just have a class, like what you would have in high school. Basically, you just have class. So the anthropology class that I'm taking, which is in CAS, which is more like the normal style of how like college is run, is like you have the big lecture and then your small discussions. I don't like that. I don't like discussion. I'm actually really glad I was in business school now because I do not like the discussion style of doing this. It's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. And I like the TF that does my discussion. I like the people in my discussion. I just don't really like discussion. I don't know. But I feel like there was something I was supposed to do. But I don't remember what it was. I do have to do some work right now. I'm gonna edit this video. I have to start my Google shopping certificate. It's basically like just a certificate you could get from Google, but it's also an assignment for one of my classes. It's due at the end of the semester, but like I'd rather get it over with. It's also gonna take a few hours, so I don't know if I want to do that tonight or not. We'll see. What was the other thing I had to do? I don't remember, but yeah. Oh, that's what I was gonna do. I think I'm gonna do another 1 or 2 little videos from Publish and Thrive. It's like I've been avoiding it because it's gonna go into book description. I'm like, oh, I don't want to think about book description. Yeah, I don't think I'm doing Google certificate today because I want to write a little bit more. Like, I just want to finish up chapter 11 and then do the course. So yeah, we'll see.